Beautiful evening and welcome to this week's edition of Weekend Report from NTA Ilorin. I am Tijani Ajara. On our package tonight, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA seizes 6,668 tons of drugs in 2 years. We have some reports that made headlines during the week, and on our discussion tonight, we'll focus on distribution of maize as palliative to farmers. And we have number one farmer in Kwara State here in our studio tonight to shed more light on the scheme. Plus updates from the world of entertainment and sport. Stay with us. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has seized 6,668 tons of illicit substances within 2 years. The chairman of the Anti-Narcotics Agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, according to a statement by NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in Abuja while responding to a request for deployment of more NDLEA officers to Katsina State. He stated that the agency had also arrested over 36,096 suspects and prosecuted over 6,043 within the stipulated period of time. Marwa described the drug menace as a huge problem which had destroyed the lives of many Nigerian youth and communities, hence the need for people to see drugs as number one public enemy. 99% of the criminals, according to him, are always under the influence of drugs to perpetrate their act, and that was why NDLEA is working hard to cut the supply chains through Operation Offensive Action. House of Assembly of Kwara State has called for licensing and establishment of monitoring mechanism to checkmate criminal elements among scavengers in the state. This was part of the resolutions of the House after considering a matter of general public importance titled Need to Curb Criminal Activities of Scavengers in the State, raised by House Leader Magajob Abdul Qadri at the plenary. Aisha Abubakar Yahya has the report.
The House Leader, Obamagaji Abdul Qadri, representing Ilorin Central Constituency, observed that most of the so-called scavengers engage in thefts and other unwholesome acts which needs to be checked immediately. He said many people who are sometimes disguised as scavengers are perpetrating crimes such as thefts and kidnapping in different parts of Ilorin metropolis, and as such advocating for curtailing their excesses before the situation gets out of hand.
To ensure the safety and well-being of our citizens, it is vital that we condemn these evil acts associated with scavenging, as these actions not only compromise security standards but also have detrimental effect on the health of our people and the socio-economic fabric of our cherished society.
Some lawmakers in their various submissions emphasize the need to outlaw scavenging in the state in view of the security threats associated with their activities.
I would want to advocate strongly that the markets that this scavenging feed into also be strongly regulated.
This thing is very common. They are not only stealing this iron again, they are going about to steal properties. They will have to even sometimes raid person's house.
We should try as much as possible in this 10,000 Mr. Suka to eradicate them.
Speaker Yakubu Danladi Saliu, who read the resolutions of the House, called on the Kwara State Governor to direct State Ministry of Environment to register an association of scavengers in order to ensure proper profiling.
Call on Community Development Association to sensitize their members on growing public trend and collectively put in place security measures to check the incursion in unauthorized scavengers into their localities.
Aisha Abubakar Yahya, NTA News.
Now, Renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Program of 25,000 Naira is one of the federal government's programs designed to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal and other economic shocks among vulnerable groups in Nigeria. But then residents of Ilorin are skeptical about the fund getting to the target population if it eventually commences in Kwara State. Abdulafiz Alaya has more for us.
The federal government in October 17 flagged up the conditional cash transfer of 25,000 naira per month to 15 million vulnerable households in the country. Though the money is yet to be disbursed in Kwara State, there has been an online link in circulation asking people to register as beneficiaries of the scheme. Risikat Alabi, a porter at Ipata Market, is one of the vulnerable deserving to benefit from the conditional cash transfer. What she earns from helping people to carry loads is not enough to cater for a household of 5 members, but she doesn't know how to access the 25,000 naira palliative.
We actually need the support because this portal work is tedious. They should help us.
Respondents expressed divergent views on the import and modality of the cash transfer.
They have the records of the people they are transferring money to, so I believe it's better.
These links that have been sending to people's platform and others, some people have even hijacked it. When you register, finish, they say send it to so number. All this thing is a problem.
How would they ascertain those who are qualified? Is that the statistics of the poor? No. There's no way. It will just be based on patronage or the choice of the elites.
Amina Yahya, the head of Conditional Cash Transfer Unit in Kwara, denied the online link, purportedly asking people to register for the program, saying the existing register of the vulnerable is being expanded and the disbursement will commence anytime soon.
State Operation Coordinating Unit are the ones that are directly responsible for bringing these beneficiaries on board. They engage with the communities and try to see who are most deserving, updating the register and also verifying the register.
The success or otherwise of the program, according to respondents, depends largely on sincerity of those in charge of disbursement to ensure the real poor and vulnerable and not the rich benefit from the scheme. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
And to the matter at hand, about 20,000 50 kg bags of maize have been distributed to different registered farmers in Kwara State as part of the federal government's efforts to assuage the pains brought by the removal of fuel subsidy. Ahmed Fulani reports that beneficiaries only pay a subsidized amount of 8,000 naira per bag to enable the state government pay 48% of the money back to the federal government's cover.
After the distribution of the first tranche of rice palliative in the state, people were waiting for the 1 billion naira worth of maize palliatives from the federal government. The state took the delivery of the maize a week ago and has commenced distribution. But this time around, registered farmers in the state are the beneficiaries. Each farmer association having satisfied the requirement, including the payment of 50% of the subsidized rate per bag, got their supplies.
Not for free, and it's meant for the farmers. Either they belong to association or they are independent farmers. So long as you're a farmer, you bring in your certificate of company, you attach with your application, then it is issued at the subsidized rate of 8,000 naira per 50 kg bag.
Chairman All Farmer Association of Nigeria, AFAN, Kwara State Chapter, Honorable Aboki Omar, and some other farmers confirmed the receipt of the palliative and appreciated the government's intervention.
The impact is that had it been this maize was not made available, most poultry are going to pack up in Kwara State, and fish production is going to cease, which means we are going to be importing and exporting at a very exorbitant price.
We are very happy about it because the price of that maize is 50% subsidy. I think that is why I say the government has done very well.
The impact of this palliative will be short-lived, but it will prefer immediate succor for the farmers. But it will be short-lived without long-term measures.
Beneficiaries are warned not to resell the commodity, but use it to boost both GDP and food production. Ahmed Fulani, NTA News.
Welcome back now to the discussion segment, and of course our topic today is distribution of maize palliatives to farmers in Kwara State. And to discuss this, we have with us the #1 farmer in Kwara State. I'm talking about Honorable Umar Aboki, who is Kwara Afan chairman. Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for coming.
Thanks for me.
Now, let's begin this conversation with just one question, which says the distribution of the maize as palliative to farmers in Kwara State a few days ago by the Kwara State government. Can you confirm this? Is this actually true?
Yes. Once again, I'm Honorable Umar Mahmoud Aboki, the state chairman, All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Kwara State chapter. The maize distribution is a fallout of the rice palliative distribution when essentially the executive government of Kwara State have asked the palliative committee to invite AFAN, that's all farmers. So we met with them at the point of distributing the rice. Okay. After which we advised that this rice distribution is a temporary measure. We agree. But there are certain other food items that could also be distributed. Why? Because chicken and fish, most of the industries are about to pack up. So we now advise government, after distributing rice, try to also distribute maize. Okay. And thanks to His Excellency, he has agreed to our advice. Then we met with the palliative committee. Okay. And the palliative committee, alhamdulillah, they have been up and doing. Yes, the woman in charge is a former commissioner of police, and she tried her best. So, 70% of the maize produced in Nigeria are consumed by chicken. Okay. 70% of the maize consumed in Nigeria are eaten by chicken.
So, which informed the advice you gave to the government?
Yes.
For the distribution of another material instead of rice.
Instead of rice.
Okay. So, in other words, you confirmed the receipt.
Yes, I can tell you that the sum of 25,000 bags of maize were brought to Ilorin, Kwara State capital. Wow. Out of which 3,000 was given to AFA members. Okay. To cut across the local government areas, some local government areas, while 2,000 were given to Poultry Association and 1,000 was given to catfish farmers, while 19,000 bags were shared for among independent farmers and Kwarans generally.
I need a clarification of something.
Yeah.
Is the maize meant for consumption, or it's mainly for farmers? For you see, farming
the maize palliative, I can call it an expedient option.
How do you mean?
I mean it will cater for the immediate need of the poultry and fish farmers, so that the about to pack up industries will stay, and you know the implication of that.
Yes.
If the industries pack up, we are going to have scarcity of fish, we are going to have insufficiency of chicken, and thousands of the people working under there will lose their jobs.
Thank you. Let's move on to other matters now.
Yeah.
Now, the 20,000 50 kg bags of maize are reportedly being distributed at a subsidized rate of 8,000 naira against the market price of 18,000 naira per bag. Can you affirm there is no additional costs whatsoever?
I must tell you, we as an association begged the palliative committee to bring the price down to that level. If you can see 8,000 and you said
18,000, yes.
That's not half the price. It's less than half.
Ooh.
So I can confirm to you that we are aware that we have received this maize at the cost of 8,000 naira, whereas 10 naira addition was not added anywhere in any quotas.
Now, I want you are the chairman.
Yeah.
So I believe as a arrowhead right now, you should be able to confirm how satisfied, the process of accessing the palliative to your members. How satisfactory is the process of, assessing the palliative to your members?
Yes, my members are highly impressed. Although, as I've told you, it's a temporary measure. That's why I call it a expedient option.
Okay.
And it has not been able to go round. You know, as
it has not been able to go round.
It cannot. It has not been able to go round.
Okay.
So I think that's why we are advising government to devise a permanent solution as against importing rice or maize from neighboring states to Kwara. If we decide to empower our farmers within the state, we can do more and we can do better.
We'll still get to that stage of discussing the issue of empowerment. But let's first of all tackle this. One last question about 1 billion naira worth of maize is huge, no doubt about it. And now, do you think poultry and fish farmers in Kwara State have the capacity to absorb the quantity of the maize being distributed?
Yes, they can take 5 times what is being brought.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I know poultry farmers that uses 1 truck in a day.
Here in Kwara State?
Here in Kwara State, they use 1 truck. In the Kabisi of Afa uses 1 truck of maize in a day in his farm. Go and do your confirmation.
I will do that. I will do that.
Due to some other other big farms, they consume at least 50-60 bags in a day, and you know what that means.
Well, this would take me to the most important question. If we have these farms, the poultry and fish farmers in the states that can consume absorb up to like 3 times the amount being provided right now, then despite being a state with huge agricultural potential, Kwara is still one of the states with high food inflation in Nigeria. What do you think is responsible for this, and what's the way forward?
You see, I don't know the basis of our analysis, but yes, it can be said to be true.
We report every day,
yes,
and we do,
So there are many factors that could be responsible for inadequacy of food.
Okay.
In Kwara State. You see, one is lack of modern use of equipment in part of our farmers. The world has gone digital. It's no more an analog world where you just take your hoe and cutlass and go to farm and till. The population is growing on a daily basis. So until our farmers go make in a modern way, there will not be food sufficiency. And this, most of them are peasant. 70% of Kwara farmers are peasant farmers, which means government must come to their aid. So that's one leg of the problem. Another one is, you see, we inherited this land from our forefathers.
Yes.
And it is the same land that we kept recycling on a yearly basis. Some of these lands are they are no more fertile. So the implication is that for them to produce to the optimal yield, you have to apply fertilizer.
Okay.
And you see, fertilizer is no more within the reach of the common man. These prices have skyrocketed, so that an ordinary farmer cannot purchase what he needs in his farm. Definitely, production will drop. Then another one is finance, lack of money. You needed money to maintain your farms. Farms are not done the way our forefathers did it. You have to pay for labor, you have to pay for this, you have to pay for that. And our farmers do not have that money.
Transportation is equally there.
Then there are market. There are no market in Kwara for our commodities.
I beg your pardon?
You see, yes. You see, you cannot get an accurate data of production in Kwara State because most of our commodities are being exported to the neighboring
states.
Towns, neighboring states. I come from Kayama.
Okay.
We are one of the highest producers of soya beans, I can say, in Nigeria. So you see, as from November, you calculate about between 60 and 80 trucks taking our soya beans out to neighboring states. Whereas it's supposed to, it will not be counted as part of Kwara's products any longer. Because when you get that, they rebag it. Due to our rice. People come from neighboring Niger, KB, and whatever to come and buy our rice.
Because I was wondering, if we say that Kwara State is, you know, is one of the the top list of agriculturally potential states in Nigeria, how come we're buying rice, knowing fully well that we produce rice in large quantities here in Kwara State, yet we're buying it in the market so expensive? Same thing for soya beans and other agricultural produce is, you know, out there. So now, if you say that they transport these products, I mean, farm produce to other neighboring states and rebagged, what does that portend for Kwara?
It portends many things. One, it will be assumed that we are not producing anything. Because by the time you go and buy to a local farmer and take it off, now even if you want to capture it in your database, it's no more there. Like in Kaya, remember the thing you are talking about. We produce in Nigeria. We are the best elubo producers. Yeah, this elubo, this yam flour, is being bought by neighboring Oyo State and Lagos State. There is no generally accepted market where you convert this thing so that their data will even be known to Kwarans. They come and buy in local market and take them away. You need to visit one of these markets these days. If you see foreign neighboring people, neighboring traders, traders with their trucks, it will surprise you.
Really?
The way they are carrying our raw materials to neighboring states.
Now, what is the way forward? Now, there's a lacuna, there's a gap. How do we fill this gap? That's the question right now. You've spoken extensively about the unavailability and expensiveness of, fertilizer. How do you advise the concerned authorities? You were the one that advised the government when they were sharing or distributing rice. You came up with the idea of maize. Right now, you've spoken about the unavailability of fertilizer. What are the way forward? How would you advise the concerned authorities?
That's why I said the meat and rice palliative are expedient option. They are temporary measures.
Okay.
We need a permanent solution where government will have to come in to the aid of farmers. Okay. One, they should produce an enabling environment for farmers to concentrate on their farms. We are not saying they should bring everything 100%, but they should come in. I talk about equipment, like tractor,
modern,
tractorization.
Okay.
You can buy these tillers, bulldozers, payrollers, and manual planters, manual harvesters at a subsidized rate. If you give to farmers, then the issue of the food
scarcity or inflation,
food inflation or food security will be guaranteed. We have to empower our local farmers, and by implication, you should also provide soft loan for them and give them moratorium.
Now, let's assume that government has listened to your plea right now.
Yes.
I want you to advise government to be, proactive and be specific about who to give all these things to. In other words, how would you differentiate real farmers and political farmers?
Okay. Yes. We know real farmers and we know political farmers. You see, that's why I kept saying it. The government have tried.
Okay.
with this palliative, we really commend the governor of the state because he really sank in money. I can see it live. I'm always there to supervise the distribution. But you see, one, the palliative committee, there is no farmer representative there.
Okay.
If you look at the analysis I gave you now, 25,000 bags were bought. 3,000 were given to AFAM. 2,000 to poultry farmers, about 2,000 to poultry farmers. Then about 1,000 to catfish farmers. 19,000 were distributed to quarrels.
Okay.
19,000. You see, if they have farmer representative in that committee, we will not allow that to happen. Because we know ourselves. We know who have farm, we know who does not have farm.
And
but the whole of those committees, there is no farmer there.
And you understand political farmers?
Yes.
Well, I must, at this juncture, appreciate your insights, your contribution on the show. It's been a wonderful time with Honorable Umar Aboki, who is Kwara AFAN chairman. Thank you very much. Some other time we'll bring you for more issues relating to agriculture in Kwara State.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Weekend Report is rolling from NTA studio. Moving on now, activities of scavengers in Ilorin have become a source of worry to residents in view of the threats they pose to the lives and properties of the people. Abdulafiz Alaya reports that residents align with recent resolution of the House of Assembly of Kwara State to checkmate the activities.
Scavenging in Ilorin has over time moved from dump sites to all nook and corner of the metropolis. Mostly youth and at times children armed with big bags or wheelbarrows, they rove the streets from house to house in the name of scavenging. They do this without restriction, especially when members of the communities are away at work, looking for what to pick and resell.
Somebody I see me, they calling me, I tell me someone to come. I call, I tell me, say, come buy this one. Now me, I buy it.
I only pick unused items, sell and use the money to eat.
Lately, some of these so-called scavengers have been identified not only as burglars, but involving in kidnapping, theft and other criminal activities in the guise of scavenging. The experience of people of Irubu, Asunara, and other communities with scavengers has not been palatable. Thus, they are resolved to ban scavenging.
They always steal people's pot and other utensils. That was why we stopped them.
Allow anybody.
They scatter everywhere, all the stove, the gas cooker that we have there, they pick everything off.
That she stole our pan. So she chased that, but later that Bola man, he was trying to shout, but we told him that if you shout, people will beat you here.
The NSCDC, according to Commandant Umar Mohammed, is aware of this and has been proactive in stamping out all forms of crime at the grassroots.
We can't be everywhere, but we need the assistance of parents and community to declare these criminals to us so that we'll do the needful. We will not leave them. We will get them. By the time we get them, we'll take them to appropriate authority, like court. We take them to court.
The resolution of the House of Assembly to regulate activities of scavengers, in the opinion of respondents, is timely but can only be worthwhile if effectively and urgently implemented. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
Let's join Abdulafiz Alaya for updates on entertainment.
Black Bones is back with a new album, It Calls Emeka Must Shine. Released via Chocolate City Music, the 14-track opus features recent singles like Ice Spice, Cinderella Girls, Where You Dey, among others. Each track delivers a distinct sonic experience, with LP opener Roadrunner setting the tune as it chronicles his journey so far in gritty fashion, alongside Ghanaian drill superstar Black Sherif. Nigerian actress Omowumi Dada has added a new touch to her bet after being honored as this year's Global Artist in Residence at the University of Michigan. The actress' contributions to the Nollywood sector have been recognized by the African Studies Center as well as the Department of Afro-American and African Studies of the university. The award-winning Nollywood actress has been gracing the screens and stages for nearly 10 years. Abdulafiz Alaya, NTA News.
And that's the package tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.
For more news